For you to drop this Broncos offensive scheme on TWIM 202. Take us through some of their formations and then let us know which ones you like. So a little preview of what they've got and then maybe a run one, maybe a pass one.
A couple of the plays I really like, formations. I like single back trio. We saw a player use this really effectively. I think underestimated how effective the zone weak and this PA boot in combination of these two plays are. Let me just come out on it real quick and show you. It's not going to be an extensive breakdown. There's not really a lot to it. It's more so defining, look at the box, okay? And then you have your run audible down is the zone weak, and your play action audible is the PA boot. So what I really like about it is, okay, I'll want to run the ball, go to the zone weak, and run the ball. And it's really effective. The trio, the alignment of the formation really spreads the defense out. And then if you start to load the box and pay attention to it, the play action's really good because it's the same run, and then you leak, and then you get that rollout, and when the rollout gets so tender, remember how effective the PA rollout play from Bunch was all those years ago, right? Remember how effective that was?
PA end around.
PA end around.
I'll never forget it.
Because of the rollout of the play, it forces the flow of the defense to react differently to what's happening. So this is nowhere near as good, but it's one of the best plays that I've seen people use and use it effectively to be able to get outside the pocket and then just have reads. That was a terrible read, but just have reads. I go to the post up top, go downfield, or scramble the quarterback. So there's a lot of things you can do here. And I think this is one of those plays, a little mini scheme that you could use that you could run this against someone and they can't stop it. You keep going back. You keep going back to the well. So that's the first formation I want to show. Second, you have the jumbo formation where you can look to run the ball, misdirections. You got the halfback dive. A lot of good things here. But I love the I-Form Pro. Very similar to what we talked about with the Rams last week. You have an outside zone. You have the PA Broncos shot, which is the little post route, which is the Z spot. You have PA scissors as a quick audible. You have the ISO as a run. You have a halfback toss. In an instance, you don't have a counter, so that's a little weak there, but you can still run the ball really effectively from this. You used this formation earlier in the night, I-form tight twins. I want to show you something really special about this I-form tight twins. So you come out in the halfback stretch, run the ball either side of the field with a stretch. It's compressed set, so it's you get really good blocking. But what I love about this is the bench play. I think bench is one of the best plays in the game that no one's using. So first and foremost, in the red zone, I love Jimmy Graham. What a quick audible I would do here. Jimmy Graham, in this case, it's not Jimmy Graham. That's just whoever that Graham is.
Garrett
right?
Graham.
Garrett Graham.
Probably, right.
That's the post that you need on the high point pass. But outside of that, it's really hard for defenses to defend this route right now in this year's game. That is a route that is against most defenses. Cover 2, cover 3, 2-man. It gets open. So even if you go to cover 2 zone here for me. Just go to cover 2. Tampa 2 works. You're in cover 2. Here it is, snap of the ball. He's going to get out there. Because the vertical of the corner, he pulls deep. He pulls those zones deep. Obviously, if you use hard flats and make adjustments, it'll take it away. But this is something that I would tell you right now, you're going to get a lot of freebies out of this because people aren't ready for this type of quick pass. And even right there, you can see how effective it can be. And if they do play a hard flat underneath, the corner is going to open up behind it. So this is a quick little, nice play to add to your scheme of how you can effectively pass from it. Now, just go ahead, call cover 2 again and play underneath coverage. And you'll see underneath, he's going to go there, and then that opens up that route. That opens him out so that you can then throw it. So it gives you a nice, okay, if they do try and take away the underneath bench route, then I'll be able to throw the corner off it.
Indeed.
So those are a couple under center formations I really like. Don't forget, run the ball. That stretch is really effective from that formation. And now I want to get to the bread and butter of what I really like about this entire scheme. So it all starts with the gun wide trips open.
Okay.
I flip it. Why do I flip it, Farles?
Because you flip everything.
Why do I flip it?
Because you
There's
love
a real
that
reason.
song that flips it, reverses it.
I do like that song, but that's not the reason why. The reason why I always flip the formation is so that you have your receivers primarily running routes from the left part of the field to the right part of the field. It's like reading a book. It's easier for me to personally read the defenders, the coverage from left to right as the routes develop. It's just the way my brain works. I give that tip to you. Maybe it works for you as well. But I come out with the play wide receiver fork. That's my base play. So from here, the route that I want to focus on is the dragon route to my tight end. This is the route that makes everything work, okay? Even though you have the buzz over there, what you're going to see is he's going to get occupied by Norwood, right? So snap of the ball, break out wide, bang. I recommend a possession catch 90% of the time there for a 5-yard gain. You don't want to get aggressive with it because if you do, it gives the defense a chance to like catch up to it and like right here rack it like out of bounds, right? So there's not a lot of room for it. You have to be okay with just throwing this, and it looks like you can get the rack, but you are going to get that animation 9 times out of 10. The really only time you want to rack this throw here is when you are on the far hash and you have the space. He clears out, you rack it, and then you can get upfield. You can't get greedy with this or else this route won't be effective for you. That's step 1, okay? Step 2, well, what is you naturally going to do to try and take this away?
Mabel,
that's a
cover underneath.
Sure.
Hard flat you.
All right, so you're now in a hard flat, right?
Yep.
That's fine. Hard flat, well, guess what? You can still, for the most part, throw it because of the press animation. The slot receiver is going to play that guy.
Right.
So a savvy player, what they will recognize as they start seeing this scheme unfold, they're going to take him. Thank you, Farles. You're a savvy player.
I am.
You recognize that. So you're going to see that hard flat.
Wow.
He goes out here, but okay, he's there now. But guess what opens behind it? Your favorite route, the corner pattern. So now you have a high-low read, which is working really effectively. So you have that on the left side. We explained kind of how the corner and then the dragon route there work really well. Well, now you also have a great route here, very similar to the Z-spot route, the post. This is the Z-spot route, right? If you play man, you play zone, you need to have good timing on it, you have to have a good quarterback on it. It's a down inside pass lead, and you can get in there and make a play on the ball. It's a little bit better. Like, I wouldn't want to run it. Like, if you're in the middle of the field, if the ball's where it is right now, I would want to run this play on the opposite side. Like, you don't want to throw that post unless you're on like the left side of the middle.
Because it's too far.
Correct. It's too far to throw. So like here, this is a better instance here because I'll be able to get a better animation right there. Like right there, that's the spot right there.
Get down more.
Yep. So that route is a backbreaker. The opposite side, what I would then tell you on the Sanders route, it looks like a deep dragon.
Yeah.
It's not a dragon. Wish it was. But what you need to recognize is, like, say you're blitzing the outside linebacker on the right side. Yeah, Morgan. Say he's blitzing, right? Or he's just doing whatever. You need to recognize this as an opponent. Actually, in this instance, take away the deep, strong safety. There you go. So you need to recognize, do I have one-on-one situations ever out there with Sanders? Because if you do, that guy becomes your isolated one-on-one, like, I'm going to make you put 2 guys over there every single time to fend that quick out. So the idea with that route there is I need you to eat up as many guys as possible, so open up my other routes. And he's also should be like your best one-on-one downfield option. Like this is your living on a prayer. Like living on a prayer.
Need a one-on-one shot.
You need a one-on-one guy.
Need a one-on-one
and that's what it should be. I recommend King Kelvin Benjamin, 80 gold.
This is Broncos playbook. It's the 10th out of 11th gun formation or 9th out of 10th.
Yep.
And it's wide receiver fork.
Wide receiver fork. So that's this play. Now my favorite part of this whole play is how great this halfback route is.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, because he just drifts, baby. He just drifts. You forget about him. And he's just a little leak. He's just a little baby
Third
leak.
and 2.
Little baby leak that you gotta worry about.
Third and 2.
This is a leak that can eventually flood your whole house if you're not careful. Like that's how good this route is. Everyone drifts away from it. You forget about him. Like right there. See how that backside slant? You drift away. You forget about him. Little leak turns into a 10-yard gain. Don't forget about the leak. This is a great little leak pattern. Also, what's good about this formation, if you're not part of the conductor club, you can come out in it, right? And you can max protect up. Doesn't block your tight end. Blocks your halfback. You still can quickly get into another audible. So that's what I like about it. Good versatility when it comes to pass protection. Now, the plays off of this, you have your quick audible up stick. Love this play. Give me man-to-man. Give me man-to-man. So here's man-to-man. I love this stem route to Anderson here as he gets to the sideline, like right there. This isn't a good matchup because your outside linebacker is manned up on him.
Right.
So the better example is if it's correct, if it's that guy. And it doesn't even have to be that far over. It's just that's the example. It's
pretty unique route out of the backfield.
Yeah, if the man-to-man defender is the outside linebacker, the route won't work. But if it's the inside linebacker there, like you're going to get good separation and you're going to get yards. So you got to, again, recognize that. How many plays in the game have the outside linebacker manned up there? Not a ton. You probably wouldn't be in a 3-4 formation anyways defending this. So I like stick for that. I love the option route to green here. I run it a lot. You remember how you always say, how come you always convert so many 3rd and 20s on me with out patterns? It's this route. So you smart route this route, and he runs the appropriate route, first appropriate coverage every time because it's an option pattern. So when you have said all those times, how come you always beat me on those 3rd and 25s? It's because I tend to go to the gun bunch and I go to the option curl or option out. And he always runs the right route. So that's what's good about it. So he'll run here. In this example, he'll just turn and sit. Like he turns and sit, he finds a soft spot in the zone. So that's what's good about that route. Stock. It's a good 3rd and long.
Soft spots in my defense.
Oh, yeah. So that's stick. You have a quick audible up, which is gun bunch, 4 verticals. I think this is the best 4 verticals in the game.
Yeah.
Because you get a good tender spot with green. He's not going to get pressed. He's already in a receiver stance. He got his hand in his dirt, so he gets out quick. And then you have a dragon route that's delayed to the halfback. So what I like to do from this, I don't really love the Norwood route, and I don't love either of the 3 verticals.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing is I just take one of them, and it's just based on feel, and I put them on an in. It just however I'm feeling on that play. So then I get an in, I got a crosser, and then I got a mesh. I always have like a mesh underneath between the halfback and whoever the in is or whatever. That's how I run 4 verticals. You can also run 4 verticals similar to this, where
I like this
route right here.
I like this a lot.
Yep. So you motion him over, you get him in a tender spot on the right side. He's going to get to a spot that most people usually don't have to defend. I would recommend putting your halfback on a swing pattern out there just to flood, but. Yeah. That's one thing I like about that 4 verticals. And the last play from this formation is the PA wide receiver A. So this is, again, it gives you a Z spot. If you really want the Z spot route, you got it now. It gives you a play that if your opponent plays cover 3 match, you're going to get tender down that sideline because they're not going to match with the wheel. So it has pre-baked in a great way to attack one of the best defenses in the game.
The wheel.
Which is good. But it also gives you the most special. I like to call this the most special because this is one of his plays from last year, where if you streak the tight end and you slant Sanders, it gives you a nice tender deep ball that takes a long time to develop, but it is difficult for, like, you can see how the safety does react and go there, but it gives you a shot. It gives you a play, like you need time in the pocket to go downfield to that post. So that's how I like that. Call that once or twice a game time to play. You should call fork in this formation 75% of the time. I would call 4 verticals 10%. I'd call the play action play 1%, stick 5%, and then whatever the left percent I have is inside zone, because inside zone you run audible down. So you can still run the ball pretty effectively. It's still very solid.
Yeah.
Now, where it gets into, you get a multifaceted offense here. You quick audible and you go to the left twice. And now you get into being able to run all my favorite gun bunch plays.
So you can get to all the gun bunch
stuff. And it's got great audibles. So if you take a look, go to gun bunch.
Pretty quick.
You get there quick because on that side. And you got stick. So we all know how good this is, right? How good is this? One of the best plays in the game. Motion out the corners, throw a little dotty, possession catch. Real tough to defend. Stick has the built-in option route to A. If you need a play in the red zone, what we talked about last week, what you do is you go to stick, you motion over the slot receiver, he runs the post, and you throw a high point pass. You see me do this all the time, high point pass right there, sail it, but do that in the red zone. Then you could go back down here to the bunch. Oh, I want to run the ball. I want to run a different run the inside zone. I got base.
Oh, yeah.
I got the base.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go ahead and run 4 verticals from here. I have 4 verticals.
Got it.
And last but not least, you're quick audible to the left, which makes this kind of all work really well. My favorite play in the game.
Ooh.
Z-spot. My favorite play in the game. So you can do all different things running Z-spot. You guys know that. My kind of base setup is a slant to the tight end. If you are facing zone, I kind of like the halfback on the in. And then I do like to motion Thomas here behind the line of scrimmage here, and then a little quick dot right there to that wide receiver. But that's what I like about it. I think there's a lot of good flow between the gun trip to wide open and into the gun bunch.
Show us that.
It's
just
really
show
nice.
us that formation one more time, and then show us the gun bunch. So it's the 8th out of 9th. It's the wide trips open in the Broncos playbook, and then you can quickly get to gun bunch, which is 5 out of 9. Has all those plays. Pretty nice overall playbook. They have the gun ace. They have a really unique gun 5 wide.
Yep, they do. It doesn't. If it had the play. If it had the play, like Bronco seems really good play. That's that'd be a great play to complement.
It's like a fake wide corner though.
But it doesn't have the same routes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the dragons. A couple other things to take a look at. The pistol bunch, really good. like it's got this counter. The counter's really good from here, so I'd recognize that. A couple other things about the gun bunch from this playbook. You have the best, what I call the best red zone play in the game, gun bunch trail.
Yep.
You have the tight end route, then you can have the post. You motion that over. You got a screen
Both
left,
screens.
screen left, screen right.
Yeah.
Bronco cross, real good crossing pattern play. You got Z spot, which we talked about. Corner strike.
You need a C route. Those C routes are pretty deadly.
Corner strike, really good. Table route is really difficult to stop there, and then you also have a motion out corner, which is really good. Stick, we already talked about that. It's a great play. Wide receiver divide, still good, not great, still good. And clear out SE option, a really good play. When you saw how Skimbo used it last year, when he gets about the 20-yard line or so, he went to it as a high point, like a deep play to go to a high point in the end zone, and it worked really well for him.
He
so
cashed in on that a lot.
That was a play. And what I like about it, it's got the built-in option route. That's a great route, by the way. The built-in option, like curl or out, really tough for people to defend. Ask this guy; he knows all about it.
Yeah.
There it is, my guys.
All right, nice Broncos
for you.
scheme right there from Sgibs. Remember, follow him over on YouTube at youtube.com/Sgibs. He'll put it in the chat.
I'm almost at 7,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Almost there, guys.
I need like 15 follows.
Get him over the hump.
Come on, get me over the hump,
Get
Twim.
him over the hump.
Get me over the hump, Twim.
And remember, you can follow us here as we go live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Guys, we play the game of the week. Hour of tips where you can submit your questions. Hour-long game of the week action where we'll break down, put these schemes that we practice to the test. We're about to do that tonight.